We go. All right, so we are going to do the whole body flow as we always do. Um, Following kind of I guess we could say the order of the chakras is what I had in mind. So starting grounding, moving, up through flow, up through core, et cetera, et cetera. And we're going to start with some Nadi Shodhana. So we're going to start with some alternate nostril breath, which I know I need this morning because I'm still a little all over the place. And as we know, our Nadi Shodhana, Nadi Shodhana, that's our alternate nostril breath, and it really serves as that grounding, balancing pranayama breath. So a great way to start our week, start our month, with that invitation to notice, to be aware of what side of our body maybe feels a little bit more dominant or a little bit more stuck, as well as just energetically how we're doing, just trying to quiet our mind. And I'm doing the same within myself at the moment here. So we can find our sitting position, find a nice tall spine. We're going to take our right hand. I always use my real right hand, not my teacher right. So your real right hand, index and middle finger, and bringing those two fingers to the center of your brow. So sitting yourself up nice and tall, dropping the shoulders, softening the jaw, and taking your right thumb and just gently closing that right nostril. We can breathe in through the left, and then close our left nostril and breathe out through the right. In through the right, and out through the left. In through the left, and out through the right. Slowing that breath right down. In through the right, out through the left, and in through the left, out through the right. In through the right, out through the left. Let's do one more full round. In through the left, out through the right, in through the right, and out through the left. When you're ready, if you want to do another round, you can release your hands. Keep your awareness or your attention at that very center of your brow. Just notice for a few moments. Good. Notice within yourself how you're starting your practice, how you're starting your day, how you're starting your week, and how you're starting your month. So we really have a whole range of beginnings today. And that might be your contemplation, kind of your journaling prompt, or just that program running in the back of your mind today. Today is a real symbol of new beginnings. We also have a new season that starts this month. So there is a lot of optimism in this day. There's a lot of potentiality. And although we could say it's just another day, it's also another beautiful opportunity to contemplate our begin again. So that's my invitation for you as you move into this practice today, that in my mind is to balance, right? To really set up and to balance all of the pillars within us, the pillars that support us, the pillars that define us, the pillars that mark us, and approach it as a brand new beginning today. So we're going to start by coming down into child's pose. We're going to continue by coming down into child's pose. If child's pose is not your favorite, you could always be sitting, continue to sit, or even side lie in child's pose. But otherwise, you can take your knees apart, stretch your arms forward, drop or lower your forehead to the ground. So really starting with rooting. And I kind of was, a little flippant when I said we're going to follow the chakras, because typically we always do, really. In my classes, we're always starting with grounding, moving up to fluidity, moving up to core, but just that availability to name it, to notice it. So starting our practice by feeling kind of safe and grounded in the earth. Letting our knees open, our hips open, our upper body just come heavily towards the ground, feeling hopefully a stretch in your back, a spaciousness in your back. Gives us a moment or two to put down anything we've carried from the day before, from the week before, the month before, letting everything come to rest. Setting any intentions for ourselves, for our practice, for our body. And then when you're feeling ready, you can pull yourself up to that tabletop position, really feeling the tops of your feet pressing into the ground, the hands pressing into the ground, the fingers splayed. And let's go ahead and start to move in our cat and cow. So press the floor, exhale, round your back. Drop the belly, inhale, lift the chin. You think of it as a nice slow start, right? Starting your engines, checking out the machinery, checking out the equipment. Taking your time, gathering all of the information that you can about how you're beginning your day, your week, your practice, your month, your season. It's not quite the spring season yet, but I think we all need some optimism this year. My goodness, will this winter ever end? Will this snow ever stop? Will it ever get warmer? This is the month. This is the month where we start to feel the shifts. Thank goodness. Lots of optimism. One more time, just getting that energy going, that morning energy going. Good. And then when you're done, you can take your hands forward a little bit, tuck your toes under, and push yourself up to your first down dog. So that first one can be a little creaky. And so there might be a little bit of walking, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of moving. Lift and lower, do what feels right. Okay, we'll take our steps, take our little steps up towards the front of our mat. You can always have your block if you like, and just hanging out in your forward fold for a few moments. Love to have our hands on the ground or close to the ground and really feeling our feet on the ground in this fold. Time to breathe out, to let go. And then a slow roll up, taking our time to slowly roll up as we breathe out. Nice big breath in as we reach our arms up. And why don't we I know you can't see my hands, but why don't we interlace our fingers, press our palms up, really feel that essence of elongation from the feet to the hands. Take a moment or two to breathe there before we start to flow. Okay, as your arms come down by your sides, you're going to bring them right to your hips. And you're going to lift and lower your right heel a few times. Maybe about 4 or 5 times. Really getting that mobility through your foot. Right, working on grounding first, finding our feet. And then you can go ahead and do that on the left as well. So lifting and lowering. Getting any of those little morning sounds out of your body. Very good. Again, lift your right heel off of the ground, and this time, go ahead and float your foot off, a little bit of balance, and step it back into a lunge, a crescent lunge. So grounded and rooted. Back heel's off the ground, but we're still strong through that back leg, so we're not just forgetting about it. We're dropping the tailbone and really lifting up. So take your hands, interlace your fingers if you wish, index fingers pointing up. Go ahead and bring those arms up and above your head, so you're in a nice, strong crescent lunge. Our tendency, right, is to always pop our belly forward. So keep your hip tucked, press your heel away so you can get that nice hip flexor stretch. And let's take about 4 breaths there. Okay, so grounding, right? We're still in a challenging pose, but we're taking a few moments just to really root and settle, feel our stability. We don't need to be always on the move. That's what we're going to do here as we start with our root, feeling safe and stable and secure. moving through a series of standing postures that help us to stay rooted. You can let your back foot come down to the ground as you would for warrior two. You can make any little adjustments that you need to, and then take a few moments to find your warrior two. So these simple, right? Simple but not easy poses. Draw the shoulders together. Just give us that place to look at our body, right? To really feel how our body is doing this morning. We'll take a few breaths here. Feeling that pose. Okay, let's reach our arm forward, place our forearm down, stretch the top arm overhead. So this is our side angle, right? Where that back foot, that outside edge of that back foot, again, pressing into the ground. Notice how when we press it into the ground, we open up the hip, we engage the glute, right? Maybe you're either up or down as you choose. We'll establish the stability in these poses first, and then we'll take them for a little ride. Okay, go ahead and bring yourself up. Keep your knees bent, back hand down, find your sun warrior, your reverse warrior. So feel the pose first. You know how sometimes I'll go right into it with a flow and that feels so nice, but for today, for Monday, slowing down, feeling all of these poses, being with each of these poses before we turn them into a choreographed dance, if you will. Feel how that pose is landing in your body, how when your glutes engage, your hips open, how it really connects you to both your feet as well as your hands and everything in between. Okay, and then as you come back to warrior two, you're gonna lift your back heel, and you might need to do a little rejig to come back into your lunge. So let's take our time, bring ourselves up into our lunge, so move a little bit faster. So high lunge, be in the pose, feel the pose. A little faster this time. Warrior two, so you can scooch your foot, feel the pose. Side angle. And it might almost feel like relief right now that we're moving, now that we're flowing a bit. And then sun warrior or reverse warrior, breathing in. Okay, try that one more time. So reposition yourself. If you need to put your hands on your feet or your hands on your hips, move your back foot, lift your heel. Okay, be in the posture first. Find your high lunge. Be there for a tick. It's a little different this way, isn't it? Find your warrior two. A little bit more connection. Find your side angle, so reach and stretch, kind of like a back to basics. And then finishing in your side or in your reverse. Okay, good. Now before we do all that on the other side, let's flow a bit. So bring your hands down to the ground, step yourself back to that downward facing dog. This could be your break, right? This could be your rest. This could be your child's pose if you prefer. Once you've taken a few moments to establish that stability in your down dog, then let's go ahead and pull our body forward into our plank. And let's do that a few times. So push back to down dog. Think of that as an exhale, or child if you prefer. Inhale, pull forward into your plank. Exhale, push back. Inhale, pull forward. Go slow. Try to go as slow as I'm going. And one more time. Exhale, push back. Inhale, pull forward. Good. Drop to your knees. Lower yourself down nice slowly. And take your feet wherever you want them. Maybe a little bit wider. Okay, so the slower flow. Maybe your hands are coming a little bit wider. But really feel that the top of your feet are grounded, pressing into the earth. Now, traditionally, our hands would be right underneath our ribs. I always take mine wider, and I just name that so that if you're like, why are your hands that wide? It helps my shoulders. You do whatever works for you. Wherever you are, your shoulders are away from your ears. And we're going to inhale into our either straight arm cobra or baby cobra, and then exhale and lower down. We'll do this about 4 times. So breathing in, come into your spinal extension. Your eyes are forward, your head and neck is back, your feet are pressing into the ground. and lowering yourself down with ease. 2 more. Inhale, so think of this as a push-up, but you're really breaking these movements down this morning. You're watching your body one more time, making sure you're not pushing or forcing. Hold this one. Keep those feet pressing. Keep those shoulder blades pulled back. Keep that head drawing back. Soften your jaw. Breathe. Long enough to feel it, and then release. Let it go. Okay, take a breath in, and then when you're ready, release with your breath out and come into any movements that feel good. So I'm on my knees and hands, just circling those hips around, but maybe for you it's going to be a cat and a cow. Okay, push yourself up and back to your dog. Take your walk up to the front of your mat. I'm just gonna let my friend in here. Hovering, loitering. One. We're going to do that grounding flow on the other side. Okay, so as you come up to your standing, take your arms up and above your head. Interlace your fingers. Once again, press those palms up to the sky so you really feel and notice that long line from your feet to your hands, and take a breath or two. Now I'm going to go to the other side of my mat just so I'm facing you once more on this flow, but you do not have to do that. Okay, as you release your arms down by your sides, bring your hands up to your hips. Lift your left heel off of the ground. Remember this. Lift your foot for a moment and then step it back to your standing lunge, your crescent lunge. So this first round, we're holding everything. Lift, press, and lower. Interlace your fingers. Bring your arms up, but drop your shoulders away from your ears. Find your focal point and give yourself about 4 or 5 breaths to be in this posture, to be in this Anjaneyasana, or this crescent lunge pose. Right? It feels a little bit different than just jumping in and kind of like frantically going into our flow. Maybe frantically is not the right word, but busily going into our flow. How about we stop and we feel the poses first? Okay, once you're done with that, you can release your arms, put your back foot as you would for your warrior two. We might need to do a little scooch. So it's usually our front heel to our back arch. I know we all know that. We go down into as much of the depth of the pose as we want, as we feel available to us. Hips are open, glutes are strong, arms are in line, shoulders drawn together, eyes over that front middle finger. So as you come into this pose, be with what you feel. I think this is when we get to do those little shifts where we think, oh, maybe I'd put a little more of my effort in my front leg than my back. Or, oh, my back heel's off the ground. Or, oh, I'm arching my belly forward. So when you hold the pose, right, that's where we can just fine tune, make any little adjustments before we flow. Breathe. And if you don't like this type of a practice, good. It's good for you. Mentally, reach forward, bring your forearm down. As far as our alignment, we have this nice long line in your side angle pose. Right? The harder you want to work, the more you bend the knee, but it's not about collapsing. It's about, with control going down, but staying really loaded and strong and working through the glute. And what's your right palm doing? Is it relaxed? Is it conscious? Are you aware? Okay, and then as you come out, maintaining the legs, if you come out for a second, that's fine. Readjust and rebend and take it to that reverse warrior. Where for most of us, this one feels like, oh, there's the break, right? I get to rise a bit. You're still working, but you're not working quite as hard. So we can take that approach. Okay, and then let's put them together 2 more times. So release, you might need to scooch your foot in, turn yourself around, lift your heel. You find the pose, maybe interlace your fingers, bring your arms up, drop your shoulders, take a few moments. What do I feel in this posture? Then bringing yourself intentionally into your warrior two and trying to unprogram that what's next, right? Like even though now we're putting poses together, how do I stay present in each posture? Okay, side angle, reach forward, drop down, but still stay very much in control. Extend the arm, there you go. Find a drishti, a focal point. Breathe. And then bringing it back to that sun warrior or that reverse warrior. How different is this, right? Just a little different. Same but different. Last time through, again, if you need to move your foot, reposition, lift mindfully, set yourself into the lunge, push that heel out, interlace those fingers if you wish. Standing our ground on a Monday morning, starting out with strength, stability, strong roots, warrior two, an awareness of the details. Okay, reach forward, come on into your side angle. Slow burn this morning. Okay, then bring it back to that reverse warrior or that sun warrior. I hope you found that helpful. Just that putting it in slow motion a little bit. Okay, and then go ahead and cartwheel your arms down. You can step yourself back to that down dog. Could be a child if you need it, but feel your dog for a few moments. Then bring your body forward into plank, and let's do that about 4 times. So finding the breath, push back with your exhale. Pull forward with your inhale. Feel the push. Breathe out. Feel the pull. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Knees or toes, lower your body down. Set yourself up for that cobra or upward dog flow. So if you're taking your feet wider, your hands wider. And as we inhale, we intentionally push. We're pushing, but we're at the same time pulling, if that makes sense. You push the ground away, and then you pull the ground towards you. Lower yourself down. Inhale, bring yourself up. Sit, exhale, lower down. 2 more times. And can you make that coordinated effort to push and pull at the same time, or at least push first? So push yourself up, but then feel like you are pulling yourself forward. Hold this last one. Head and neck back, shoulder blades down, press the feet. Breathe, hold, breathe, hold. Okay, as we're done, we let it go. Push ourselves back. And again, any kind of movement. Okay, so a little check-in with your brain. If you're thinking, oh, that was kind of slow, kind of boring, good, right? Good. This is what grounds us. Now we're going to go into a little bit more of kind of a liberal second chakra flow, which also blends in some core. So you can find yourself up to your dog again. You can walk your feet up towards the front of your mat. I'm just going to strip a layer here. So you're in that standing forward fold. Okay, let your body hang, have those breaths out. Take a time to roll yourself up. Take a big breath in as you come up. So in a little bit more kind of freedom in our movements. Let's go ahead and sit back into a chair pose, but let it be an easy chair, so to speak. So space between your knees, kind of relaxed, kind of not really committing to it. We're going to take our right arm back and then inhale and stand ourselves up. Sit back, left arm back, sweep. Inhale, stand up. So bringing that water element in now, where there is a little bit more laxicity or freedom, kind of free flow, now that we've set that foundation. So let's kind of liberate things. Let's kind of get things moving. Use a little bit more sound with your breath. And one more on each side. And you might think, oh, this feels much better. It's like putting on your jogging pants after a long day in your slacks, right? Bend through your knees, exhale, forward fold. But there's value to all of it, as we know. You might want your blocks. You might not. We'll find out as we go. We'll bring our hands to our shins and come up through our halfway lift. And then we're going to exhale and fold. And we'll step our right foot back to our lunge again. Now, if you need, you could drop your knee down. But if you're okay, bring yourself up to stand. So this is the same lunge we started with, right? But this time we're adding the element of flow, of freedom, of second chakra energy to it. So as we exhale, we're going to reach forward. And then as we inhale, we're going to rise up. Whoa, without falling over. I got to look forward. So like you're swimming, forward, butterfly, and then rising up, opening up the shoulders, inhale. Literally like a wave, like a rave. Let's go to a rave. Like a wave rising and crashing. 2 more times. Rising and falling. And 1 more. That's it. Ride the wave. Go with the flow. And crashing. Open yourself up into your warrior 2. Okay, so let's find that warrior 2. Our flow here, lotus flow. So bring our hands together, breathing in as we rise up. We can come out of the legs, and then breathing out as we go nice and deep. Gather up again. Inhale and rise. Exhale. So notice how we can take these same kind of foundational movements and change them completely just by altering the energy, right? Just by changing the emphasis or the focus. 1 more time. Inhale up. And exhale, hold. Good. Take it down to your side angle, just for a moment, just to feel. And then we're getting ready to add that core element to this. So go ahead and take your top arm, your right arm, bring it down to the ground, lift your back heel. Bring that left arm up into the air for the twist, and holding your twist. So really nice big bend in your left knee. That left arm is up, head and neck is back. Then you can go ahead and lower that left hand. You're going to take your front foot, which is your left foot, and bring it up into a 3-legged dog. Now we're going to do our core work here. Option, drop your right knee to the floor. Totally okay. As you exhale, or your right knee to the floor, right knee to the floor. As you exhale, left knee comes up towards your nose, nose comes towards your knee. This is either from all fours or down dog. Inhale, the leg extends. So I'm showing from all fours. 4 more times. Exhale. And inhale. Option from your dog. Coming to plank. Exhale. And inhale. 3 more. Okay, so slow and steady, activating that third chakra energy, that strength, that core. Couple more. That left leg coming forward. There we go. 1 more time. Beautiful. Good. Now we can either rest in child or we can go through in our flow, bringing our body forward to plank. Knees or toes, lower yourself down. Let's do that cobra flow. So feet positioned the way you want, hands where you want. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 4 times. Maybe it's even a matter of changing where you put your hands each time, just to notice how that changes the experience. In your posture, you might even try turning your fingers out. See how that feels on your shoulders. 1 more time, holding it up. So push and pull at the same time, holding for 3, 2, all this nice asana work in the morning. 1, and lower back down. Whoo, very good. Okay, find your way back to your child or your dog, wherever you get that reprieve. And then you can find your way up and back to your mountain or your standing forward fold. So from down dog, take your little walk to the front of your mat. Give yourself some time to hang out. A slow roll up through the back. Remember your feet, or not remember, but have your feet as you would for your chair pose. Bring your arms up and sit yourself back. Loose and light, just a little baby chair. Left arm sweeps. Inhale and rise. Right arm, and inhale and rise. So So play with that a little bit. This is your free flow. This is your let it loose. This is you've done the work to clean the house, and now you can dance around a little bit. Just enjoying movement, breath. One more. Nice. And as you release, bend both of your knees forward, fold all of the way down. Exhale. Inhale to your halfway. Exhale to fold. Your left foot is going back this time. Okay. Again, you could drop to the knee if you wanted, or you can bring yourself up to that high lunge. So, right, first chakra energy, grounded. Second chakra, fluid, movement, flow. So let's go for it. Reaching our bodies forward as we exhale. Rising up as we inhale. The first few, it's just about kind of getting your feet wet, literally just figuring out how this feels. How are we beginning this week? Right? Coming to our mat on a Monday morning is such a valuable way to just see what we're working with, right? What's the climate? What's the weather today? What am I dealing with? Good. One more time, rise and fall. I'm dealing with some wobbly legs and a little fatigue, and that's okay, right? It's like, okay, this is a story. Find yourself into your warrior two. I know you've got my back, but this was our lotus warrior. So go ahead, make that lotus, breathing in as you rise up, maybe gaze up. Stretch your arms overhead, then breathing out as you find the depth. Rolling in the deep. Inhale, rise. Exhale, deep. Couple more. Inhale, rise. And can you think about extending your arms all the way up when you go? So rather than shortchanging yourself, fully bloom, fully extend, and then settle. Take it down into your side angle without collapsing on the leg. Really feel the stability that you're creating there. And then let's get ready for our core. So you can take it back to your sun warrior. Take that moment of relief, release. Then frame your front foot with your hands. Now remember, you can take your right leg to three-legged dog, or I'll start with you. You can be on all fours with your right leg back. We have 6, okay? When you're ready, exhale, knee comes towards the chin, chin to the knee. Make it happen, make it work. Inhale, extend. So even if you're on your knees, you're not working here, right? You're making each repetition count. Come forward. Oh, big exhale. Inhale and create the extension. 3 more times. Breathe out. Only asking for 6. So make them really good. Exhale. And 1 more time. Exhale. Nice job. So from your knees or your toes, last time coming through, lowering your body down, splaying your feet if you need to, and the last round of extending your spine, breathing in, and neutralizing, breathing out. So think of it as a pump. That's what your pranayama is. That's what your breath in yoga is. You're breathing in the good vitality, and you're breathing out the waste. That's exactly what's happening. So one more time, breathe in what you need for the day. And exhale what you're not taking into this new day, this new week, this new month. Then send your hips back to your child or your down dog. Take that stretch, take that break, and resettle yourself. Okay, how are we doing? I think we're doing great. So we've established stability, strength, and groundedness. We've integrated some flow, some movement, but still from a very intelligent place. We've moved up into some core. Now we're going to bring our attention up into the heart and up into the shoulders and a little bit into the throat too. So let's start with melting heart pose or puppy pose. So here we tuck our toes. We outstretch our arms, but we're dropping our chest down for thoracic mobility. Now, some of us can tuck our chin. Some of us are like, absolutely not. So we can also bend our arms and just rest our head on our forearm. But we're trying to drop our chest, our heart, right down towards the ground. That's why it's called melting heart pose. So no pain, please, no forcing, but if this works for you, surrender that heart down towards the ground. And let's take about 5 breaths. As we come out, release yourself onto all fours and just rock your hips from side to side. So it's like variations on a theme. I remember playing that in high school. Isn't that a musical piece? I was first clarinet. There's a little known fact about me. I was actually a very, very, very good clarinet player. I miss my clarinet. I was thinking I might bring that back in my life. Anyway, that's an aside. Variations on a theme. I think that was a piece of music for some reason. But we're going to take the same kind of postures and add a different energy to it. So as you're ready, up to your down dog. Walk or hop your feet up to the front of your mat. I'm using my real right and left today in case you haven't figured that out because my brain just can't quite process much more today. Bend through your knees, roll up through your spine, take your big breath in. And this time as you exhale, bring your hands down behind your back. Sorry, just feeling a moment of lightheadedness here. Interlace your fingers and open up your chest. So knuckles down, chest lifts, shoulder blades back. Get ready to open up into some heart openers here. Okay, so inhale, arms up and above your head. Let's exhale and dive our body forward, fold our body. Oh, and I didn't do our twist on the other side. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Step our left leg back. Left leg, left leg, left leg. Let's bring that right arm up because I didn't get you to do that twist on the other side. Did you notice? Oops, a daisy. We'll do that now so we're nice and balanced. Right arm up. And then as you lower, pretend that was where it was somewhere else, bring yourself to your standing high lunge. So find your legs first. We've done this already multiple times. This time, take your hands behind your back. Now you can either interlace your fingers, hold on to your wrists. Some people can do a reverse prayer behind their back. My shoulders do not allow that. But something that interlaces or binds and opens up your chest without pushing your belly. So can you, yes, lift up through your breastbone while still staying very stable through the legs and take about 4 breaths there. Heart and throat getting a little bit of expansion here. Heart and throat. Okay, very good. Notice what thumb is on top. As you release your arms, you can go ahead and open up into your warrior 2. Right? And we're going to do our bow and arrow or our archer's flow here to open up through that heart center. So take your back hand, your left hand, bring it forward to your right. Take a nice deep, deep lunge. And then as you inhale, pull back, straighten the front leg, open up and look over your shoulder. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, kinesthetic touch, straighten the front leg and reach back. 2 more times. Exhale. Inhale. You decide how hard you want to work. And 1 more time for that heart. Exhale. And inhale. Bring it forward into your side angle. And if you can, take your top arm, your left arm, wrap it behind your back. Now you can either leave your hand on your bum cheek, you can walk your hand to the inside of your thigh, or it's not for me, but if you want, you could always go into a full bind here. You take about 5 breaths. Ooh, a little bit of a heart opener there. As you come out, you're going to do essentially the pose for your throat, which is going to be your humble warrior. Sorry, my positioning is terrible here. If you need to walk your back foot in a bit, you can. Interlace your fingers, extend your knuckles, and we're going to turn our shoulders. So our goal here is to take our right shoulder and have it on the inside of our right knee. So as we bend, we're going to drop the right shoulder, drop the head, lift the arms as best as you can. This is a big pose. You're going to hold it for 5, 4, so that throat is closed. 3, 2, and 1. Whew, good. Bring your hands to the ground. Step yourself back to either a 3-legged dog or a down dog, whatever you like. Hold, 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 hold. Fantastic. If you'd like to flow, you can flow, or you can drop right to puppy, dropping to your knees or melting heart, dropping your heart down, tucking your chin if you can or want, or simply turning your head to one side. Okay, in addition, here we're going to do a little flow for the throat and for the shoulders. So as you back away from that, just coming up a touch, you're going to, what leg did we have back? So I'm just thinking here, you had your right leg back. No, you had your right leg forward. So we're going to take our right arm up, thread the needle, send it through. Let's do that a few times. Right arm up, inhale and open. Exhale and thread it through. So chest, heart, and throat. 2 more times. Inhale, reach that arm up. Exhale, send it through. And 1 more for the road. Inhale that arm up. And exhale, send it through. Hold there. Take your left arm up into the air, and if you wish, wrap it behind your back. Okay, cool. Come on away. Find your way to dog. We're going to do all of that on the other side. Take a little wander up to the front of your mat. Wander, step, walk, or hop as you wish. Bend your knees, roll on up. Take a big full breath in. And then as you exhale, hands come behind your back. Now here's the thing. What's your favorite thumb, right? What would you normally interlace on top? And I want you to switch it. So other hand, open up the chest. We're going to create that awareness, that level of intention as we build that sequence on the other side. Okay, inhale your arms up and above your head. Bend through your knees, exhale, forward fold. So you're going to step your right foot back this time, is that correct? Yes, your right foot is back. And you're going to bring yourself up to your high lunge. Woo. We're going to do our very best to take our hands behind our back and put our non-dominant thumb on top. So what did you just notice, right? Switch that up. Interlace those fingers without popping your ribs. Drop your tailbone, lift your heart, lift those arms as much as you can, and let's stay for a few breaths. Think about chest opening, heart, and throat. And if you've noticed in your own body, in your own practice this morning, you're like, I'm really tight, I'm really stiff, I'm really resistant, then it's going to be exceptionally difficult to open up your heart. Kind of symbolic, right? So we make sure we've got our groundedness first. As you're ready, you can open yourself up to your warrior 2. Beautiful. It's great, Beth. Okay, from there, let's do our bow and arrow or archer's flow. So back hand comes to the front hand, big exhale. Inhale, we straighten, we lengthen, we rotate, we open. Good. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more times. Exhale. Inhale. 1 more. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Back hand down, front knee bends. Sun warrior, reverse warrior, just to get that space. And then taking it forward to your side angle. So this is where we work. Top arm wraps behind the back to open up the chest and throat. Roll the shoulder, maybe gaze up. Some people will bind, not me. Taking a few moments to breathe. There we go. Bring those hands down. Oh, no, pardon me. Come on up. I almost took us out of our challenging posture here. Bring your hands behind your back. Put your non-dominant thumb on top. This is our biggie. This is kind of like our peakish pose tonight or this morning. Open the chest, bend the knee, take that left shoulder on the inside of the thigh or the knee. Go as deep as you can. Lift those arms and let's get uncomfortable together here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Humble warrior. baby, that's a tough one, isn't it? As you release it, whoa, come on out. Oh, tough stuff. Bring your hands down. Step yourself back to that down dog or that child, but we dropped right down to puppy on the other side. So drop to your knees, extend your arms. Go ahead, lower and settle. Just for a few moments. And then when you're ready, it's going to be your left arm that comes underneath for our flow. So left arm underneath right, that's your exhale. Inhale the arm up. Exhale, send through. Inhale is the last of our work here. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Right. Exhale. We use that asana in the morning to get that flow going, get that energy going. See where we're at and hold. On this last one, you might bring your right arm up and wrap it behind your back if that feels good. Oh, yay for yoga, huh? Love what it does for these bodies of ours. We have a very small little March group, which is just fine, right? Who needs to be here is here. We know how good it feels. Move our bodies. Okay, we can release, take that out and away. Where are we for time? Oh, goodness, where does the time go? So we're actually just going to roll ourselves down, bring ourselves to sit, take ourselves into a straddle here. Good for us. So straddle stretch, toes are up, quads are engaged for the most part. You can walk your hands forward. If you need a block just to have to hold on to, you can do that. And we're going to do a hinge. So you can join me as soon as you're ready. Toes are up, legs are straight. You're going to hinge forward and then back it up. So this might be a little bit of trial and error of just figuring out where you need your hands. If you're using blocks, and as we move, that we're not compromising this lovely alignment. So in other words, our feet are not rolling in. I'm just creating that release through the groin, through the low back, kind of warming things up, testing the water. Good. Now on this next one, hold it forward. I'm going to mirror you. So take your right hand. You could either do peace fingers between your big toe, second toe, or just hold on to the shin. There's no striving. Bend down into that elbow. Maybe bring that opposite arm up before you come into your side bend here. Tendency is to lift, in this case, that left glute off the ground. So do your best to keep it there. So we've worked our way all the way up. We did some heart, we did some throat. We're going to finish with some third eye and crown, which is really more of that meditative, quietening process in our practice. We'll get there in a moment. Ooh, once we've stayed there, take that top arm, bring it down. Now, you might need to bring this left leg in a wee bit, just a wee bit, because we're going to turn our torso. And if possible, I'm very, very stiff this morning, so I'm not feeling like my body's going to respond well. But if possible, we're lengthening and then lowering the forehead towards that right leg. My body, like I said, really stiff this morning. I'm going to use a block. But some of us might have that availability to drop the head down. And like I said, you can bring that left leg in a lot or a little if that makes it a little more accessible. You could even, actually, I'm going to do that, bring that foot in as well because my body is talking to me. But if you can keep your legs in a straddle and forward fold, phenomenal. But we're aiming our third eye down towards our shin, our thigh, our block, whatever it reaches. I'm going to chiro myself right now for a stiff back. You know how I did it? the one day I shoveled. So that raised that excuse of mine to not shovel. I'm going with it. Okay, come on out and away from there. You can switch sides, so bring that other leg out. So start the same way. So if you started in a straddle, start in a straddle this time. Take your left peace fingers if you can reach or bring them down. We want to get, again, that length and then our side stretch. So this week we're going to hang out today, obviously, tomorrow morning, I think, and tomorrow evening. I can't even remember. We're hanging out a bit. Okay, and then as you revolve, what did you do on the other side? Did you just go down? Did you bring the leg in a bit? Did you fold the leg? And did you bring your body rounded, forehead towards the shin? Last week threw me for such a loop. It was just the busiest week I've had since all of this started, and it wasn't intentional. It just kind of happened that way. So this week I feel like I'm just reorganizing myself and unloading after a trip. Okay, so just letting your body soften, allowing yourself to relax into it. And then as you are done, you can roll yourself out of there. We're going to take ourselves down and onto our backs, however you'd like to get there, maybe holding onto your shins, rolling your body down to the ground. Love a little happy baby here if you feel so inclined, opening up those hips a little more. I want to look and confirm what we're doing this week. I don't even remember. Tomorrow morning, functional fitness and yoga chill in the evening. That's it. So functional fitness tomorrow morning. Wednesday, we have our yoga strong. All right, when I'm done work. Wednesday, Thursday, no morning classes because I'm teaching CPR. Evening. I had to double check too. Bring the soles of your feet together. Knees open. Pull your heels in towards your groin. Let's take a moment there. And then any other movements, stretches, poses you want to do before you settle yourself, just to ground, just to align, just to breathe. Yourself a little bit of space, a little bit of time. Ooh, I wanted to get our little day book here. Glasses. Lowering your body if you haven't, just to complete ease in your Shavasana. Okay. You just happened to open up a page in this lovely little book, Marianne Williamson. Some of you may be familiar with her. Year of Miracles, Daily Devotions and Reflections. Now I'm going to read it verbatim. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful passage. And I will tell you that the word God is used. And I know we all have our own definition of what that is. So, of course, you can replace it with the word of your choice or the meaning of your God. We could say spirit. We could say universe. I feel like everyone who practices yoga has, well, not everyone, but most people have some interpretation of creation and connection to divinity. So, whatever it means for you. Everything that occurs today is part of God's plan. Everything that happens is part of a mysterious educational process in which I'm drawn to situations that constitute my greater learning. I choose in every situation today to be a more beautiful version of myself so I may learn through joy. I am invited to play life at a higher level, to be strong where I've been weak, to be healed where I've acted from my wounds, to give love where before I have withheld it. Thus shall this day serve the purposes of God at work in my life. Dear God, I surrender all that happens today, every encounter and every occurrence, to your purposes in myself and in others. Everything that occurs today is part of God's plan. Beautiful. Love that. All right. So if there are any intentions that you'd like to bring with you off of your mat today, any way that you want to bring your practice with you into your words, into your actions, into your to your time off the mat today, you can set a little intention to do that, the fruits of your practice. Pack them in your pockets, in your lunch bag. And thank you all for sharing your practice today, for starting our week, starting our day, starting our month, starting our season, hopefully soon, spring, with our group. Thank you. Thanks for the hearts. Love the hearts. Okay, everyone, have a good one. We'll maybe see you tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening. Good stuff. Marie, Beth, Nancy. Oh, there's Kyle yawning. Look, oh, it was so hard. It was such a hard class. Did you work hard?
Thank
Oh,
you. It was wonderful.
God, you're welcome. What a great way to start our day. Okay, take care, you guys. See you soon.